So a Trump voter is heartbroken after his long-term girlfriend is in danger of being deported back to Cuba after being in ICE custody for 8 months now. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a Miami, Florida Trump supporter who is now heartbroken after his 20-year long-term girlfriend is in danger of being deported back to Cuba after being in ICE custody for the past 8 months. Now, some of you may hear that and want to say, ha ha, that's what he gets. He's a Trump supporter. He's a racist. He hates immigrants. And now his girlfriend's being deported. That's what he gets. Shame on him. I don't see it that way. What I see this as is an example of how no one is exempt. We will all be held accountable under the law of the US of A. It don't matter who you vote for, who you didn't vote for. That's unimportant. The law is a law. And if you violate it, you will be held accountable. Simple as that. The same thing as Don Lemon rating the church, talking about, oh, well, I should be exempt. I'm a journalist. That's not the way it works. You can't say that I'm a journalist and have that be enough to get away with committing the crime. The same way you can't say, oh, I'm a Trump supporter. My girlfriend shouldn't be deported. Nah, she's here illegally, has a deportation order going back to 2008, drugs involved, you gotta go. Simple as that. Now, before I go any further, let's get straight to the news clip. Of course, if you want to see this clip in full without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Please get her home. Please, she does not deserve this. She's the sweetest person, and she prayed for you.
A desperate plea to President Trump from a South Florida man fearing his life partner could be deported to Cuba at any moment. He reached out to our Christian De La Rosa to share his story and his remorse.
This has been 8 months. I didn't know a man could cry this much. I did not think that this would happen.
Wayne DeMario has been working overtime at a Southwest Miami-Dade guitar shop, trying to distract himself from his pain and regret.
I hate to see her going through this. She's my best friend.
His life partner of nearly 20 years, Yamile Alcantu, originally from Cuba. ICE detained her back in June.
8 months that she's been taken. I call it kidnapped because it basically is.
He says it happened during what they thought was just another immigration check-in.
They grabbed her, put her in shackles and chains.
She'd been checking in annually, as so many do, hoping to fix her status. She lost her legal residency and got a deportation order back in 2008 after a traffic stop.
They go through her purse, and then they dump the purse out, and 3 Xanax pills fall out.
Oops, I'm here illegally. I got pills in my bag. Oops, sorry about that. My bad, my mistake. Also, since I'm paused right now, I have a question. I'm hearing terms like life partner, girlfriend, love of my life. Why ain't y'all get married though? It's been 20 years. Why ain't y'all get married? I'm sure that if you guys were married, that would have prevented her deportation. Now, I'm not an immigration expert, so if I'm wrong about that, y'all please correct me. But it couldn't have hurt to get married, right? Why not do that? Why cry now that she is in danger of being deported when for the past 20 years, you could have done something to stop that? Do you know how long ago 2008 was? You're talking about 18 years ago. I was 24 years old. This is when Barack Obama first got elected. So you mean to tell me throughout all of that time you couldn't figure out anything? I'm just not really buying it, but let's keep on going.
But in those years, he says, they didn't think much of it.
Cuban's not going to get deported, so don't worry about it.
Today, DHS has her listed among the worst of the worst, a criminal arrested for dangerous drugs in possession. Wayne feels it's a slap in the face.
I didn't vote for this, but I definitely voted Republican.
He says both were staunch supporters of President Trump.
When you said I didn't vote for this, what did you think you had voted for?
I really thought this was just going to be something organized, but it's obviously not. They just blanket everybody.
Alcantu calling from her detention facility in Louisiana. She says in her 8 months detained, she has not seen an immigration judge.
She's no English still in 2026. You've been here for how many years? Or do you just feel more comfortable speaking Spanish? I really want to know, like, I want to know more about this story. Can she not speak English? It's been this long. If I was going to Cuba and I lived there for the past 25 years, I might pick a little panty, just a little bit.
Stresses she's not a criminal, and her biggest fear:
Es mi mayor temor.
being deported, especially to Cuba.
There are going to be people out there who hear your story, hear other stories like this, and say, well, you voted for this.
Yeah, I've heard that from people.
What do you
and
tell
they said,
those people?
I'm sorry. I didn't know that this was going to happen. This is about human beings. It's not about left or right. It's about right and wrong.
Alcantu's record does have other violations on it, misdemeanors like petty theft dating back to the early 2000s. Wayne DeMario says he has spent his entire life savings on legal fees trying to get her back home. His friends have a fundraiser underway if you'd like to get involved. The link is under this story on our website, local10.com. Reporting in Miramar, I'm Christian De La Rosa, Local 10 News.
Heartbreaking.
All right, there we go. So that's what's happening out there in Miami-Dade County, Florida, USA. Now, there's a lot I want to say. First of all, again, why did you guys not get married? That's my question. Because I would presume a marriage status would help in her being able to stay here. You spending all this money, you spending your life savings on trying to get her out of custody and trying to keep her in the USA. Well, getting married might, that would have helped. But if you got married to her, would she have stayed with you? Would she have robbed you of your money? See, you can't have both ways. You want your cake and you want to eat it too. You want to have her as your life partner for 20 years without being married when she's here illegally with a deportation order, with drugs, and a criminal record. How that makes sense? Then you wanted to vote for Trump, who ran on deportations. You thought you'd be exempt because she Cuban, the whole wet foot, dry foot. I bet you that's not what the case is. If that was the case, then why do they have a deportation order? And the thing about it is, what makes it probably very bad for her is the drug charge. As you can see, they had her on the worst of the worst. She got a drug offense and other offenses since she's been here. So, I mean, I don't see how this could have ended any other way. You were just hoping that it wouldn't have gone that way. And for a long time, she's checking in and everything's okay. But maybe she'll check in one time and it's not okay. And I'm sure that this ain't the first time this has happened where somebody's been checking in for a long time and then they get deported. I'm sure it was the case under Obama and others, and even Biden, where they checked in for a long time, 15, 20 years, and boom, they get deported. Again, if you don't want that to happen, you need to take steps to make sure that she stays in the country. Namely, getting married. That would have helped, but you didn't do it. You voted for Trump, which was a good thing. You did the right thing, bro. I know you're heartbroken, you're crying and everything. I get it. But you did the right thing. It just so happens that your girl was not doing the right thing. She did not do the right thing, and she's held accountable. Let it be a lesson. It doesn't matter who you vote for, who you don't vote for. We're all going to be held accountable. Now, I guess sometimes in the USA, we're not held accountable, not all of us, for violating the law. But from henceforth, especially under this administration, under President Trump, you are going to be held accountable. Simple as that. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about the situation? The Cuban woman potentially being deported back to Cuba. Do you think she's going to be released from ICE custody into the USA and she'll be given citizenship some kind of way or some kind of green card? Will that happen, or will she get deported? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. How about the guy? What's your thoughts on him? Do you think it's a matter of how you got what you voted for, or it's a matter of, bro, you thought you'd be exempt? Nah. What you voted for will apply to everyone, including you. If you got some things going on, you got some weird charges or something like that, get that cleared up first, and then talk about deportations. But until then, it doesn't make sense to go this direction, because when the law is followed, when the rules are enforced, you are going to be held accountable. Now, look, as far as me, I don't feel bad for the guy. I don't feel bad for anybody that's here breaking the law. I don't feel bad for anyone here illegally, because if I break the law as a U.S. citizen, I'm held accountable. I done seen guys get beat in the head for not having a driver's license. So why should you or anyone else be able to be in the country illegally for 20 years with no accountability, and you got a drug charge on your record? It makes no sense to me. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.